So the Star Wars Battlefront II Beta took place over the weekend, and I was able to spend about 10 hours in game, so now that it's all over, I will be able to actually give you my thoughts on the title. So what I won't really be touching on is balance, bugs, matchmaking, load times, or performance, as all of that should be hopefully fixed before launch, and that's more just like numbers that they can tweak. I will, however, be talking about some more systematic issues that really plague or benefit the game. So at its core, Star Wars Battlefront 2 is fun. The core gameplay, graphics, and sound design are all on point. It feels great to be running through these iconic landscapes or flying through them and just shooting people. It feels really good. Like, the base game is good. But then a lot of the stuff that's built on top of it isn't. There is a very, very low time to kill, so you'll frequently just be spawning, running towards the objective, or flying towards it, or whatever, and from the time you start taking damage to the time you die will be under a second. You'll just get caught out, picked off, die. So you just respawn, and then it'll happen again, and again, and again. And it's not all that fun, as you're not actually able to respond to being shot at, you just die. Then they also have this hero system, which, as the name implies, allows you to spawn a hero unit or a very, very powerful unit. Think Han Solo's Millennium Falcon or Darth Maul. So how this actually works in-game is that as you're playing and fighting the enemies or playing around the objective, you earn hero points, and then once you've unlocked or reach a certain number, then you can actually spend these hero points to unlock and use this hero unit. Now, with the low time to kill, well, these hero units are even more powerful than your base units, so they can kill you even faster, and they have increased health pools, and it's fun to play as them because you're just very, very powerful, but it is incredibly frustrating to play against them because there's not much you can do. They just run at you and you die, or they fly at you and shoot at you and you die. And that, coupled with the fact that the person on the other team that's actually probably going to be playing these hero units is one of their better players because they're the one who actually gets enough points to use them, that just makes it a bit worse. So now, with you dying all the time, it brings up the scoreboard. So the scoreboard only tells you names, eliminations, which is some combination of kills and assists, but some assists don't count, but whatever, and score, which is this nebulous number, which kind of means how good you're doing for the team, but it doesn't tell you deaths, and it doesn't tell you how much damage you've done. And a lot of the game modes revolve around a team having a communal life pool. One team will have 100 respawns total before the game's over, but the scoreboard doesn't actually tell you who's using these respawns, let alone how many you used. It doesn't tell you your own deaths. Hopefully they change this to actually put in the deaths and damage and give players the information they need to make good decisions, or at least know why their team is losing or winning. Hopefully they put that in, but it's not there currently. So now this brings us to the big elephant in the room, and the thing that everyone's going to be talking about, which is progression and loot boxes. Since Star Wars Battlefront 2 is a AAA game with a full price, well, of course they have to have loot box microtransactions because they just need to make more money, of course. So in these loot boxes there are some of the things that people don't care about, like MVP poses or hero emotes. But then there's actually the good part of the loot box, which is the crafting material, which you can use to craft cards or weapons, and, well, there can actually be these cards or weapons. How progression works in Star Wars Battlefront 2 is that as you level up each class, you unlock more card slots. So in the beta, you unlock one at level 1, one at level 5, and one at level 10 for each class. And that's the class level, not your level. But how you actually level up these classes is through how many cards you have for that class. Not actual like gameplay or skill or anything like that. No, it's just RNG through loot boxes. So how you're actually going to be progressing and getting these incredibly powerful cards, or if you want to use an alternative weapon for your class, well, that's all in loot boxes. So what they did is they took the entire progression system of the game, and they put it in loot boxes, Probably because no one would fucking buy loot boxes if it was just MVP poses and hero emotes. If you want to use a different weapon, if you want to actually level up that class, if you want to, whatever cards you want to put in, what buffs, what abilities, because that's what the cards do, well, that's all locked behind RNG and the loot boxes. So as it stands right now, Star Wars Battlefront 2 is pay to win, which is stupid. It's frankly, like, it's fucking dumb. For Star Wars Battlefront 2, if you really want the campaign, which is probably going to be good, I'd say, okay, sure, go buy Star Wars Battlefront. But if you're looking at the multiplayer and hoping for something with a lot of longevity, as it currently stands, I just don't see it having any legs. I don't see it being able to last a long time because it is pay to win, because it's very unsatisfying to just keep dying over and over and over again, and just all the progression being behind loot boxes. I just don't see it actually lasting more than a couple weeks and then it disappears. But at that time, they probably will have enough money to call it a commercial success because people will still buy it because it's a Star Wars product and they just won't care about their shitty business practices. So for me, it's gonna be a pass unless they fix shit. If you want the campaign, go for it, but I wouldn't be really hoping for like a great multiplayer experience. Thank you guys for watching. If you have any comment about your beta experience or thoughts on Star Wars Battlefront 2, feel free to leave them down in the comment section down below. Also, if you have any comment or critique of this review, feel free to leave it down below. I'm always looking to improve. Follow me on all the social medias because I guess I have to say this, and yeah, smash that like button and subscribe, I guess. But as always, see you guys next time.